Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it looks like the white collar workforce is going to be snapped, at least according to the CEO of Ford. He said that AI is going to replace literally half of all white collar workers.
Wait, they literally said this out loud.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So, look, we know they're all thinking it. We know they're all like, boy, oh boy, I can't wait until AI gets so good that we don't need you guys because you're expensive and you complain.
But I wouldn't expect them to actually come out and say it.
No.
Because other ones are like, oh, no, we're not replacing you. Don't worry. It's supposed to be additive, not to replace people.
Right.
And now they're just like, half of you might be gone.
Yeah. So this is going to be the snap for the white collar workforce. And it's already begun. Microsoft is going to lay off, 9,000 workers. 9,000.
In what departments?
I think a whole bunch of different departments, and it's because of AI.
And they say it's because of AI?
Yes.
Oh. I mean, we saw this coming. This is obviously going to happen. This is what I do not like. This is why I'm less inclined to be yay AI than you are. I'm with you, though, in the fact that it should be used as a tool, not as a replacement. And here we go. Everybody's getting replaced. And then my next thing is, how do you think people are going to have money to buy their products if they don't have jobs?
That is a good point. That's what everybody's trying to point out. They're like, okay, so AI makes everything so efficient. If nobody's working, where's the money gonna come from?
That's what I don't understand. It's like with YouTube or Google with the websites. If you snap all them away, what are you going to use to replace? How are you going to train your AI or use it to scrape stuff? There's nothing to scrape. If you snap away a bunch of jobs and you get rid of people that make the money that usually buy your products, especially if they're white collar workers, where do you think the people are going to come from to have money to buy your products?
Well, we'll figure that out later, right? We'll figure that part out later. Let's talk about this though, because it's wild to see that. I think as it stands right now, blue collar workers have more job security than white collar workers.
Well, to be fair, I've said that for a while. I've said this several times. If you're going to get a job, train for things, that are more skilled types jobs, carpentry, plumbing, electrician, those kind of things. If you have the aptitude for those things, they're going to be making more than doctors and lawyers here shortly because no one else knows how to do it.
Well, we had to call a plumber in a couple of days ago for one of our properties, and it was like, he said he's so busy. He says he's so busy now because nobody knows how to do anything. I know when we got the roof replaced on our house the one year, it took us 8 months to get somebody in there.
I can do things. I'm just not going to go up on a roof, but I know how to do some things. My dad made sure I know how to do some things. So when there's a lot of things I can do. And my mom taught me how to do a lot of other things that are more considered girl stuff. And I can do that too. But I can't I don't have an auger to go in and unclog a drain and tied to the septic system. I can't do that. But a lot of people, what was that show? Was it South Park or whatever? That people South Park that no one knew how to do anything. So all the skilled labor ended up being the celebrities because no one knew how to do anything. And I've been saying this for a while now that if you're smart and you have the aptitude for it, that's what you'd go into because you're going to make a lot more money.
Well, yeah. Again, anyone who owns property, try getting a contractor for anything. It's especially since the pandemic, it's been very, very hard. Anyway,
learn how to do things yourself.
Learn how to do it yourself, right? People don't do that anymore. Anyway, let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Go out to news.clownfishtv.com. Help support the channel. You get exclusive content over there. We're going to put all of our Plus Club stuff into one place, and that's going to be over there on Substack. So consider joining. You can join for free, get notified for free, or you can give us $5 a month and you get our members only content. So thank you so much for that. Man, I hope we don't get snapped.
I snap back.
We're going to get snapped. Actually, that's a whole nother conversation. I think a lot of YouTubers are going to get snapped here pretty soon. But let's talk about this. This is kind of shocking to actually have the head of Ford come out and say, yeah, half of all white collar workers are going to be gone.
Yeah, I can't believe they said it. Actually, they said the quiet part out loud. Yes, I can't believe they actually said it.
So this is Jim Farley, who is the current CEO of Ford. This is in the Wall Street Journal. They said CEOs are no longer dodging the question of whether AI takes jobs. They're trying to do that before. They're like, it's here to help. It's not here to take your job. It's like when they hire somebody at your job, your actual job, to like job shadow you. And it's like, so what are you going to be doing again? That sounds a lot like my job. Oh, and you cost half as much as I do? Yeah, I know what's going to happen. I'm training my replacement. Now they're giving predictions of how deep those cuts are going to go. Artificial intelligence is going to replace literally half of all white-collar workers in the U.S., said the CEO, Jim Farley, in an interview last week with author Walter Isaacson at the Aspen Ideas Festival. AI will leave a lot of white-collar people behind.
Great. I don't think AI drives Fords. I'm just saying. And you want your cars, especially like more expensive. You think Ford, you think more like the trucks, the SUVs, the more expensive cars. Yeah, people that buy those, usually, actually a lot of blue collar workers buy those. But I'm just saying, people that buy those are, a lot of them have money.
Yeah.
And, you're not going to have people with money because they're not going to have jobs.
All they're looking at right now, and look, again, I believe in the ethical use of AI as a tool. And it's inevitable that some people are going to be replaced. I think what's going to happen, though, is we're going to rush to replace as many people as possible.
Record profits.
Record profits, and they're also going to lose a lot of institutional knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, because, okay, especially when it comes to something like, making cars, or you used to work in a machine shop, or my dad used to build houses and stuff. You have people who've done this job for years and years and years and years, and they're not talking about placing them so much as the white collar people, but even the white collar people who had years experience in marketing or whatever. You try to replace them with AI, like you said, they're not gonna have all that know-how, those years of experience, all that stuff that, a computer might whip it up and say, oh, this is going to work. But somebody who has years of experience can look at that and say, no, it won't work because of this reason. And you're going to lose all of that based on blind stupidity because you want more, higher profits. So you get bigger bonuses.
So this is Marianne Lake from JP Morgan Chase. She's the CEO. She told investors in May she could see its operations headcount falling by 10% as the company uses new AI tools.
Cool. Let's replace the CEOs first.
Executives at Amazon, Anthropic, and other companies said the same thing. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy wrote in a note to employees in June. He expected the company's overall corporate workforce to be smaller in the coming years because of the once-in-a-lifetime AI technology. Isn't it great, guys? I love how they always spin it that this is a win for the company. Guys, you should be so happy. The company is going to make record profits. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to be fucking unemployed and homeless, but that's okay. Our company's going to be great. It's so great. I love it.
This is going to bite them in the ass because they're going to rely on AI too heavily. Things aren't going to go the way they want because they don't have actual people behind it. And then, like I said, Amazon, fantastic. Who's going to buy your shit?
This is really interesting, though. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei said in May that half of all entry-level jobs could disappear in 1 to 5 years, resulting in U.S. unemployment of 10 to 20%. According to an interview with Axios, he urged company executives and government officials to just stop sugarcoating the situation.
Well, my next question is that's entry-level jobs. Then no one else can get entry-level jobs. So how are you supposed to get a job to get a better job?
Well, that's what we're talking to our kids about because they're getting ready to enter the workforce or trying to find, even a part-time job. And they said the requirements now are so ridiculous. We went from nobody wanting to work to, I think maybe they've got this overqualified situation, with a bunch of people that are overqualified trying to just take retail jobs or whatever because they've been displaced from their white collar job.
Here's the thing about that though. A lot of people who were qualified for positions were getting booted out by AI. It was algorithm before, but now it's AI. They had one thing I saw, the guy had put in all these applications and he wasn't getting any calls back, and here he kept getting booted out because of some AI reason and stuff like that. So people aren't even, getting through to be seen by HR because they're relying too heavily on AI. And this is going to be a big problem because that's great. You get rid of people and you replace them with AI so you save money. But if you have a product-based or service-based business, you still need people to pay for your products or services. What you going to do?
Yeah, nobody's gonna have any money. Well, then that's where the whole tinfoil hat depopulation conspiracy comes into play, that maybe we don't want as many people.
Well, maybe we should replace the executives and CEOs with AI.
Maybe we should.
I mean, I bet you if it was their jobs, they suddenly wouldn't think it's such a great idea.
I'm sure. Well, that's what's going to happen. We're going to have a handful of people running bot farms until the bots decide they don't need them to run the farms either. And then it's just going to be like, what do we do?
Colossally blind, short-sighted, and stupid.
So they said, yeah, they're shocked that the CEO of Ford came out and said this. But they said in private, though, CEOs have spent months whispering about how their businesses could likely be run with a fraction of the current staff. Technologies, including automation software, AI, and robots, are being rolled out to make operations as lean and efficient as possible. And people need to, they said professionals need to accept the reality that few roles will be unchanged by AI. This is Misha Kaufman, CEO of freelance marketplace Fiverr. Okay, Fiverr wrote in a memo, this is a wake-up call. It does not matter if you're a programmer, a designer, a product manager, a data scientist, a lawyer, customer support rep, salesperson, or finance person, AI is coming for you. That's just it. People thought that they were somehow immune. And I think this is why artists especially are freaking out, because artists have it in their head that, oh, I can draw real good. So that's a skill that can't be easily replicated. And guess what? Guess what?
Then I kind of wonder, would it be better if you had these skills to start your own thing and sell to people directly instead of, going through Amazon or Ford or whatever? Because maybe if there's a bunch of companies that are using AI to replace people, and people could just boycott those companies and go work with ones that aren't replacing everybody with AI.
I think here's what's going to be weird about, well, we'll talk a little bit about Microsoft too, because Microsoft is laying a bunch of people off, and they said flat out, it's because of AI. We don't need you, especially in tech. A couple things going on here. One, we saw a big purge in tech a couple of years ago, and it was because a lot of people got jobs in tech that shouldn't have been there, and they were wasting company resources, and they basically put a huge target on everyone. We've talked about the Hollywood strikes. They put a huge target on everyone because now these companies are looking at like, as soon as we can replace you because you're a pain in the ass, we're going to do it.
We're not saying it's right. We're just saying that's
I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it is what it is, right? We're trying to be blunt with people and just prepare you for the reality. And the reality is whatever you went to school for, if you're a white collar worker, there is a 50-50 chance that you will not be doing it in a couple of years. There's a good chance you're not doing it now. A lot of people are losing their jobs now. These companies are all downsizing. And I honestly, I don't have any advice to give. I wish I did.
Either.
This is unprecedented. I have no idea. I don't know what to say.
Go into fields that aren't as likely to be replaced with AI, I guess. But it's just, or I would love to see it go back to like how it used to be, where, you each in your towns, you had your specialized people and everybody kind of went to each other. You might have to go back to that.
That's what I think about around here. Like, Walmart drove all the pharmacies out, and now the Walmart pharmacy is not great because they're totally overworked and they can just kind of phone it in, because where else are you going to go? And that's what it kind of feels like here. You have a handful of these AI companies basically doing everything. And it might be that there needs to be another alternative. Now, I was going to say there might be such a thing as artisanal art, which I know it sounds really quaint, but might be like, I would like some old fashioned timey-wimey art made with pencils and paper. Could you whip me up some of that?
Well, I think that's the outcome of some of this, is because people are going to revolt against this. It's going to go back to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that they're way overreaching with the AI. I think it's going to bite them in the ass. I just did a story yesterday. Hertz, I guess, is in trouble with some of their fans, like the rental car company, because I guess they're starting to roll out at airports, and they're going to try to get to like 100 airports by the end of the year. That if you rent a car, they have an AI tool that takes pictures of your car before you rent it and when you return it. So what's happening is if there's a little scuff on your car, within minutes of returning it, you're getting like a bill for like $400 and some dollars, where most of it is administration fees and crap like that, because you left like a scuff on the tire or something stupid like that was so minor that it wouldn't, and they're billing and it with no reason, no upfront, like here's what you might get charged, willy-nilly just sending you a bill and telling you have to pay for it. And this is AI generated.
It's all that way now. Like I know, like our web hosting company too, they've gotten really shitty. Like they used to have human beings there, and I'm pretty sure I'm talking to a bot now. And it's like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Shopify, their CEO said they told workers that the company is not going to make any new hires unless managers can prove artificial intelligence isn't capable of doing that job. They're not going to hire anybody unless you can prove, well, we absolutely positively need a human. So if you're a janitor, you're fine. If you're the guy who oils the machine, you're fine. Maybe the machines will just grind us up into lubricant or something. And
if you're the one that oils the machine, so it's basically like if you're the person under the boss's desk, you'll be fine.
If you're the person, yeah, right. If you make yourself invaluable, but yeah, this is kind of crazy. They said, CEOs are basically coming around to it. Now, look, I think AI as a tool is a good thing. I think it does let people do more with less. But what's going on is we have a bunch of people here who, again, we have bean counters, and all they see is, oh, okay, cool. We can cut like a whole bunch of salaries and save a whole bunch of money.
No. What they see is we can cut a whole bunch of salaries, make record profits, and then I get a big bonus.
That's
what they're seeing.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is like, it's gonna hit critical mass where I think what it's going to take is for, like you said, people to run out of money and there not to be any jobs, and the economy just like tanks. It's like, oh yeah, these corporations are making record profits, but nobody's got any money to buy.
They're not going to have record profits if there's nobody to buy anything. I mean, the record profits will last until people don't have money, and then they're not going to have anything. It's just going to be their profits are going to dwindle because people don't have the money to go buy things.
They'll just pass the money amongst themselves. This is what I said the other day, and I stand by it. Like the whole economy is an illusion. It's all make believe. It's no more real than monopoly money, right? I mean, it only has value because we ascribe value to this concept of numbers or whatever in a computer somewhere. They'll just pass the money around between themselves and be like, yeah, I'm going to pay, this billionaire is going to pay this billionaire billions of dollars for this thing, and then we'll pay this other person this, and But yeah, consumers are going to get locked out of it.
Well, it's going to bite them in the ass. I mean, I don't understand this. This makes no sense logically. If you just play this out, it makes no sense.
Short-term gains. I mean, this is the problem. I mean, you look at a company like Disney, and this is how Disney did long-term damage to their brand. It was short-term gains. Let's cut these perks, get rid of this thing, get rid of that thing, and then 5-6 years later, it's like, oh shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then so say Disney does this AI thing, and they get on board with it. That's great, except for the fact that people are getting laid off for AI. They can't afford to go to your theme parks. They can't afford to go to your movies. Yeah. They can't afford to subscribe to your channel. Then what do you do?
That's a good question.
When were they hitting record highs, record profits? When everybody had COVID and was at home?
Yeah.
And they were still getting paid like from the government or whatever. Mm-hmm. They had record profits because everybody was at home watching their stuff. But if people don't have any money and they don't have any jobs, I mean, they didn't then too, you could argue, but I'm just saying long term, where are you going to get record profits from? How's Microsoft going to sell a bunch of shit? How's Amazon going to sell a bunch of shit? How's Ford going to sell a bunch of shit?
Who's got money for a car now? Oh my God. I'm waiting for them all to just be like, we're no longer making cars. We're Ford, an AI company. That's like, what was it? Duolingo. They're like, we're just an AI company. They like fired everybody, I think, Duolingo. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
I don't know. I don't pay attention enough to it.
CNN has it. Microsoft to lay off 9,000 workers in its largest cut since 2023. Again, 2023 is when they laid a bunch of people off. They realized, oh, hey, we can get by with a lot fewer people. Those people were wasting company resources. Those people were bloat. A lot of them were unionized, and they're like, I only have to work 3 hours a day and whatever. But here, yeah, they said their stock was unchanged following the announcement. This is what they said. They said, we continue to implement organizational changes necessary to best position the company and teams for success in a dynamic marketplace, Microsoft spokesperson said in a statement, adding that the company is reducing managerial layers and making employees more productive with new technology. Now, here it is. The staff reduction comes as tech companies, including Microsoft, are using artificial intelligence to make their workforce more efficient. The CEO said earlier this year that 20 to 30% of the company's code was being generated by AI, and the company is pouring billions into AI infrastructure investments.
Yeah, they're all doing that. They're all putting all this money into AI infrastructure. And it's like, okay, that's great. But like, what happens if something takes out the AI? What if there's a virus? What if something does something to take out the AI? Then what?
I don't think they're thinking that far ahead. I mean, it's going to hit critical mass here at some point. Um, it's going to get to a place where, like you said, people are going to run out of money, businesses are going to implode. Um, and things just aren't going to work right. And you're going to have to find the balance. Like, yes, AI is incredibly helpful, but it can't be, it can't just literally cannot be a replacement for people because there is no economy. And I don't think we're going to have, I mean, let's be honest, everybody has this picture in their mind of like, oh, yeah, well, if the robots did everything, we're going to have this like Star Trek utopia and we can just do whatever the hell we want to do all day and get paid for it. I'm like, that is not going to happen.
No.
Guarantee you that is not going to happen.
And if AI replaces people, even in news and media and everything else, then what is real? You know what I mean? Why do you need people at all? The robots will just be doing things to serve each other.
Don't give the robots that idea because they're going to think about it. They're going to be like, why do we need humans? They just get in the way. Wouldn't it be a lot more efficient for us to just do everything ourselves? Yes, it would. Okay, then let's do that. That's what's going to happen. Maybe. I don't know. No,
I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like none of this does, including Google destroying websites and, the YouTube doing what they're doing. Cause people are there because they want something different. They don't want mainstream. People don't want to watch AI channels. I mean, as far as like, for things that are like they're real entertainment. Slop. I'm not talking about slop. I'm talking like actual, AI. They want to see people that they know and creators they like. Google, you can only scrape websites that are there. If the news isn't there, where are you going to get the news from? It doesn't make any sense to me. It just does not compute. Does not compute.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. Okay, so it gets to a place where the AI can make the news. So if the AI is controlling the cars, we need a big car accident, everybody. We need a headline today. Let's just run a couple of cars into each other, and there's our news story. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's kind of wild to think about. I mean, it's gonna get to a place where it's like, okay, this is just silly at this point. We can't fire everybody and replace everybody with AI. It's just not going to work. And
hey,
I think
looking to save money, it's way more economical to fire the CEO, replace the CEO with AI, and then keep a lot of the people that are doing the work. It'd be way cheaper.
Yes, it would be.
Plus, you'd have customers to buy your stuff.
I can just imagine like the CEOs of these tech companies just like using Chat GPT to tell them what to do each day. Like, okay, Chat GPT, as the CEO of Ford, what should I do today?
Well, it's concerning though. Like I know, like our son was saying at college that the kids aren't even doing their own work; they're just Chat GPTing everything, and the teachers using Chat GPT to check the Chat GPT.
I know, it's like bot on bot action.
It's like people are legitimately getting stupider over this stuff. It's like, don't rely on it. You can use it as a tool, but think for yourself, for pity's sakes. But I stand by the fact that we should fire some of the really high paid managers, CEOs, get rid of them, keep the workforce in place that are like the regular workforce. And then then you have a lot more, it makes more sense financially. You'll save money and you'll have a lot more customers to buy your stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a win-win right there, but it's just, the whole thing is just concerning.
Yeah, I mean, this is coming from somebody who actually I am quite enamored with AI technology, but I'm looking at it as a tool. This is why I've been like about it the whole time. Well, that's the problem, because I think you've got people who have the intent of like, this is a fantastic creative tool. This is a fantastic way to be able to do more with less. But then of course you're going to have corporations be like, oh, okay, then we'll just within a couple of years, like, yep, that's good. Let's just, turn everything over to the computers. And it's going to be a disaster because anyone that's worked with, something like Chat GPT, it's like, oh yeah, it makes a lot of mistakes. There's no one to correct it because there's no way to correct it. Whoever the editor is another Chat GPT bot. It's like, what do you think is going to happen? It is very concerning. And like I said, you still need customers. And if no one has jobs, no one has money, you're going to implode anyway. It's really stupid, really short-sighted. You and I butt heads all the time about the AI stuff because I'm not a fan. So I like it in terms of being able to do more with less. I do believe that it's going to be overused. I think that we're running before we can crawl. We don't know what the long-term effects are going to be. To the economy. And, it might be that we fire 2/3 of the workforce or whatever. And it's like, oh shit, we needed those people. And there's no way to get them back because, oh yeah, all your programmers that actually knew what they're doing. Yeah, they're all plumbers now.
Well, they probably make more money that way.
They probably will. But when everybody's a plumber,
dealing with shit though. So
yeah, you're still dealing with shit, other people's shit. You have to unplug the issue. But the thing is that when everyone's a plumber too, that's going to drive down the rates, isn't it? Because it's going to be easy to get a plumber. You can't charge $200 an hour.
Hey guys, everybody start to learn how to do your own stuff. Learn how to farm and everything.
Everybody's going to like homestead. I'm wondering will we eventually get to a place? I have to wonder. Are we going to get to a place where we're going to have like two societies? We're going to have like the natural society, which just sounds like an anime or science fiction novel or something, but we've got the people that want to live the natural way, the homesteaders. They have their own houses, they grow their own food, they've got their vitamins or whatever, and they're ready for the apocalypse in their little bunkers and all the shit that they sell in Alex Jones. They're all ready. And then we've got the technologically minded, overseers in the crystal cities with the robot taxis.
I'm thinking of as Demolition Man or Gattaca.
Oh boy. Are we gonna let the AI manipulate our genes? Be like, hey, we need to make more efficient humans.
Well,
we need better lube. I don't know. It's kind of wild. But again, to actually have the CEO of Ford just come right out and say, yeah, half of you are going to be gone in a couple of years. Don't apply.
I just can't believe they're submitting it now. And like,
yeah, they're just admitting it.
So don't buy a Ford, I guess. Anyway.
Well, I'm waiting for them to just be like, yeah, we're not going to sell cars. Or we're going to sell self-driving AI cars or some crazy shit like that. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
There we go, guys. Kind of being a bit of a downer today, but it is what it is. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.